Hey guys, Kev here, and I have another sweet Divo product to talk about with you today. So this is the Growler XL. This is the monster that we designed because people asked for a larger knife. You wanted a large knife? Your boys at Divo got you, all right? This is a White Mountain Knives exclusive, so it will only be available at White Mountain Knives. Makes it easy for the drop, which is on November 20th, which is next Friday, I think. And that is at, I believe, noon Eastern time. That's when White Mountain Knives usually does their drops. So, but it's definitely on November 20th. I'm going to put a link to White Mountain Knives website, and you guys can go over there. You can check the versions out. It'll show you the pricing and everything. The pricing is going to vary from $140 up to $199. You can use my code LeftyEDC when you order it, and that'll knock 10% off. So it's more like $125 to $180, something like that. I'm really excited to show you guys these knives, so let's get into it. First off, the sticker. This is the Growler XL sticker that we came up with. Shout out to Colin. He is the design master behind Divo Knives, and you know, I throw ideas out there. I believe I gave him the idea with the dumbbell and the chugging a thing, but he came up with the gorilla. We work pretty well together and come up with some goofy shit, and it's just fun. That's what this is. It's just for fun. So I hope you guys enjoy it. This sticker and this sticker will come with each of these, and you will also get a Divo cloth. Please disregard how disgusting this one is. I just happen to have it at my desk from a bunch of stuff. But you'll get a Divo cloth. It'll either be red, white, or blue. America, baby. Now, these are made by Kubey in China, of course. That is our OEM for the Growler series. They have done a bunch of Growlers at this point, from the V2, the Mini, now the XL. They've done a couple runs of the V2, and we are working on a V3 as we speak. That is in production too, which changes up the platform a little bit. And if the XL does well, then we're gonna go back through the sizes with the updates on the V3. So the way you can kind of look at it is the Mini and the XL are kind of CQI versions of the Growler V2. We did make some updates like tab lock and better plunge grind and stuff like that. But it's the same design, basically. The V3 adds a front flipper in. And so if this goes well, we'll do a Mini with the front flipper, and then we'll do the XL again with the front flipper as well. So anyway, sticker, that's it right there. Let's look at these. We have 8 versions of this knife. We try to design the boxes so they are matching the colorways. We try to have fun with it when we can. So you have Growler XL here, you got DK over here, you got White Mountain Knives, Divo Knives right here. You have your version. This one is in Damtanium CamoCarbon. These are all going to be in 154 cm blade steel, okay? We did that because we wanted to try to keep it at a mid-range price because of the size of it. We just didn't want to have it be a $300 knife. And with the size of this knife, it is the exception to the rule, where normally I would say a larger knife does not mean it costs more. Because a lot of times companies will charge a lot more for a large-ass knife or an XL, saying that it costs more to make. And that's not usually the case. In this case, it is the case, because it's just giant chunks of CamoCarbon, giant chunks of titanium. Same with the steel, more consumables when it comes to the grinding and stuff like that. So it did cost us more to have this knife made, and we wanted to keep it under that $200 mark. So it would be affordable to pretty much anybody. And again, you can get a version at $125 pretty much out the door if you use the code LeftyEDC and you get the G10 version. And then there's versions in the middle as well. We're going to talk about all that. But this one is possibly my favorite version. And shout out to Justin over at White Mountain Knives. He wanted to do a different CamoCarbon, and I think he actually picked out Damtanium, or maybe I picked it when he said that. But this one came together, guys. I'm going to shut up and just show you the knife. So you're going to get your wire clip and wire clip screw in case you want a wire clip. This does have a milled clip. So this is the first growler model to have a milled pocket clip on it. So you're going to get that. And we tried to match the blade with these because you can't color these like you can titanium. Can't anodize them. So here we go. I'm excited about this. I thought that Blurple Anno would match the Damtanium well because Damtanium is purple and blue. And I'll be damned if I wasn't right. This looks absolutely fantastic. Take a look at that. You got your purples and your blues, and you have a shit ton of it because this is an enormous knife, guys. You wanted a large knife. This is a large knife. This is a 4-inch blade, a 5 1/4 inch handle, a 9 1/4 inch knife. This one has a belt satin, Blurple Anno on the pivot collars, on the back spacer, and on the pocket clip. Yes, that really pops. That is sexy. You can always add some wax or oil to the CamoCarbon. These are not oiled or anything from factory, so it really does help adding that on there. I might go ahead and show you that. I just want to give this one a flick and see how she feels. Oh, yeah, baby. Look at this behemoth. The Growler XL, baby. You have a full belt satin finish. So this is going to be a little different than our normal belt satins that have a horizontal on the flats. And that is because when they did the horizontal flats, they noticed that there were some issues up here where this line is. It kind of got choppy because the belt satin, the vertical lines, they would kind of come over and they would strike the horizontal flats. So I guess they do the flats first, and then they go to do the belt for the, or they go to do the vertical, and it would hit before this line, and you would have these little, I'll show you actually. I have a picture of what they were talking about, because I was showing somebody. There you go. So if you look at the transition line right here, which is that line, the plunge line, where the edge bevel and the flats meet, you can see when they did the horizontal and the vertical, there was these choppy areas because this vertical belt was hitting up here, I guess. I don't know. Hard to explain, but that is the reasoning behind doing a full vertical belt satin. It is still a belt satin. It's just full vertical. Still looks absolutely stunning. It is a freaking monstrosity, guys. I'm going to show you a oh my God. I'm going to show you a comparison here, guys. So this is the Growler, essentially the V2. Okay, let's pretend it doesn't have this front flipper. This is the V3 prototype, by the way. They're in production. So if you need a small one, we got you on that too. And again, if this goes well, then we're going to come back around with the Mini and the XL with this puppy on it, okay? Which is nice. Although, with a huge knife like this, I don't even know if I could use it. But here is the standard size Growler, okay? So that is the standard size, 3.3-ish inch blade, 3 1/4, 3.3, 7.5 overall. Okay, so you're talking almost 2 more inches on the XL. And here is the Mini. So this is the Mini. And here we go. We have 2 3/4 on the blade. And you're talking about a 6-inch overall knife on the mini. And you can see the drastic difference between these knives. I can almost fit this puppy into the handle. I love it so much. So that's all of them open. Let's show them closed, see how the action. Ooh, baby. Here they are, closed. So again, you can just see the massive difference here. That was the idea, right? We go small, and then we go big. That's what she said. And there's a lineup, okay? Maybe I'll pull these back out when the purple comes out, but those are a comparison there, okay? So, yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Pocket clip looks great. You have a nice ramp there. You have the plastic piece. If you're left-handed, you can flip the clip, not have to have marks on your titanium if you get a titanium version. So, the differences from the prototypes, if you saw my prototype video, oh my God, is this is now a tab lock. So I will do a disassembly video closer to the drop, but I want to keep this one a little bit shorter if I can. You'll see here, this is just a tab. So you have a lock bar that is mounted in there. It is not a full liner. If you look over here, you'll see just carbon right there. It keeps it very light. Only carbon on this side. CamoCarbon is durable, tough, so it's not going to have issues being this big and not having liners. Oh my God, I love this thing. I bet you I can front flip it. Let me see if I can get it. Ha ha! Yeah, boy. That is freaking sick. Dead centered. Oh yeah, Kubey, thank you. Let me get you a weight on the CamoCarbon versions. I'm going to use my shipping scale over here. Just going to tell you what it is so we don't have to drag this out. 5 ounces. 5 ounces, 5.1 ounces on a 9¼ inch knife, guys. I think that's an incredible weight. But you tell me. 5 ounces on the carbon. Okay, so that is the Damtanium. Absolutely love it. This is a titanium version. This is going to be DLC polish, guys. So this is the most expensive version. This one's going to be $199 retail, but you can use Lefty10. It'll be $180 out the door, basically. Now, give or take $1 here and there. I'm not, my math might not be perfect, or there might be tax, or whatever, but give or take. I'm going to pull up the website because I don't want to give you the wrong prices. I did come up with these prices, but I also just don't want to be wrong. Come on. Their website can be a bit frustrating at times. So Growler XL. I do have the accent kits here too. I'll show you guys. And I totally did not want to. Yeah, there we go. So I'm looking for the Damtanium. That one's $179 right there. Okay. And here you go. November 20th, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And $179 for this sexy ass version. Now, use Lefty10 and you can subtract $18 basically. $17.90. Okay. So what's 180 minus, 18? I really suck at math. 162. So basically 162 for that one. I think that is fair, especially for a monstrosity like this. But even without, I mean, you're talking about the materials here. All titanium hardware, all titanium accents, anodized. You have a absolute slab of CamoCarbon. You have like a fucking sheet here just on its own. All right, I'm going to shut up. This one is reverse tux DLC polish. So you're going to have a DLC polish blade, DLC polish accents, and DLC polish on the hardware as well. So you can see the only thing I regret on this one is not adding milling. We asked them if we could do it, but it was too late because we decided to do titanium versions with milling on the Growler V3. And by that point, it was too late. So it still looks sick, but it would have been cool with some milling. Oh, my gosh. Look at this, dude. So you have a DLC mirror polish on this bad boy. Trying to get it all cleaned up for you guys so you can see it in all its glory, which is very difficult. You guys know that if you've had any DLC polish knives. Kaiser does a lot of really good ones, but here you go. You can see my ugly mug. Sup, dogs. It's so big. I can give you the full peace sign here. Oh, my God, dude. Can you see anything else? Can I show you that? Look at that Divo, too. There's the drivers. Check out my video from yesterday on the bit drivers. Those are actually dropping this Thursday. So it is Divo month over here. And we have more coming, guys. We're not done yet. We should be cranking them out through Christmas. See if I can show you a Jack Wolf poster on the wall. Can I get it? Can I get it? Don't think I can. Why not? Yeah, well, too bad. But anyway, guys, look at this thing. Absolutely stunning. Just a behemoth of DLC polish. Pocket clip is DLC polish. The hardware, the accents, so the liner is DLC polish. Again, you have milled out titanium in here, so it is not, there's no liners in there. It is a tab lock. You can see the milled out pockets there. And then on this side, you can see just titanium. And then there's milling as well. And then right here is your lock bar that just comes down here and mounts. Absolutely gorgeous. That's funny. I don't think I was actually... So you see the milling pockets right there, but when I was looking on this side, I thought I was seeing milling pockets. That's the mirror polish on the liner showing you the pocket above it. Holy shit. 154 cm? Oh my God. Oh yeah. Detent, money, action, money. Beautiful. Absolutely in love with this one. Holy shnikes. That is sick, guys. And just so you're aware, there are 50 of each of these versions, and that's it. We don't have 100 of this and, you know, whatever of this. With the minis, we got a little crazy with it because we did S90V and 154 cm. And then we used up extra CamoCarbon we had laying around, and it got a little crazy. So we tried to simplify it with the XL. 50 of each version. There's 8 versions. So do the math. That's 400 knives. This one, 80s camo, baby. You know we couldn't do without it. DLC belt satin. Try to match the box color-wise to the knife. You can see this one has the reverse tuck. So maybe I can kind of put the box there with it. Is there a way to do that? That'll look cool. Like that, maybe. Move the stickers. I love that sticker, too. Tried to work in that neon color and the metallic, which is cool. So this one goes here. I know, sorry. I'm moving along. This is, I think they actually did DLC polish on the wire clip, too. That's incredible. I'm going to try not to mix these up, so I'm actually going to lay these on top. It's going to take a little extra time, but it's going to help me in the long run here. All right, so this one is going to have DLC, I believe, on the accents. Just regular DLC, not polished. And this one has 80s CamoCarbon. just put this all back together. I'm not going to have enough room for all these, so I don't know why I'm even trying. So here you go, 80s CamoCarbon. This kind of has an old school 80s look to it. It is not as crazy color-wise as other 80s I've seen. I have been on top of CamoCarbon lately, trying to just get them to pump the colors. They say they're doing it, so hopefully as we move forward, we'll see more and more color, and maybe this is just a lower color example, but I still think it looks cool. And then you have DLC on the hardware and the accents. This is regular DLC, so it is going to be durable. It's not PVD, so you should have less scratching. Like a lot of times with Kubey, if you have a PVD screw, you'll start seeing the silver, the metal underneath pretty quickly. That shouldn't happen as much with the DLC because it has that nice coating on it. And then we have that full vertical DLC on this giant blade. So DLC belt satin with 80s. Whew. Dead centered. No lash. detent. Feels good. Guys, it is super comfortable in the hand. I mean, you have so much space on this. You have this forward finger choil. It's not a forward finger choil, actually. It's a 50-50 choil. And you have jimping up the entire blade, essentially. So you're not going to slip off. You're locked into this puppy. Nice and comfortable. You have tons of lock bar access. This did get the upgrade, just like the Mini and the V3, obviously, where we got rid of that jimped lock bar from the V2. And we added a little bit more lock bar access and scalloped it a little bit so it's nice and comfortable for disassembling. Yeah, these are sick right out of the box. And again, DLC on everything there. DLC belt satin on the blade. Really, really sick right there. Loving that one. This one's cool. So this one is dark wash tie, acid wash 154 cm. So this one's going to be more of a user version. I just wanted to get you the pricing on the 80s. That one's going to be $189 because of the DLC on everything. DLC is expensive. If you haven't figured that out yet, that's why they're more expensive. So that's $189, and you're going to take $19 off of that. So $190 minus 20, $170. So it'll be like $172, $175, something like that, out the door with the DLC belt satin and DLC hardware and accents. I think that's a damn good price. Let me get you this one was $199, so $180-ish out the door. This one's going to be $165, and then with the code LeftyEDC, you'll take $16.50 off. So you'll be looking right around $150 for that one. And again, you're going to get that dark wash or acid washed wire clip if you prefer that over the milled clip. Now this one's cool because it has accents. I don't know why I didn't just close the boxes and do it that way, but I'm not going to go crazy here. So here you go, guys. You have a dark wash titanium handle, absolute slabs, and then you have brass accents. So this is brass, not titanium anodized, and that's why the pocket clip matches the handle, because you can't do a clip out of brass. It wouldn't work very well. So this is going to be a great user knife right here. See that? And again, with the code, you're looking at right around $150 on this bad boy. Woo! That thing wanted to take my thumb off. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, guys. Now, I want to get you a weight on these two because this one doesn't have brass and this one does. So they're going to be a little different. So let me get you guys that. For the reverse tucks, we're looking at 6.5 ounces. 6.5 for the acid wash with brass. 6.7, 6.8, right around there. So you're adding about 3 ounces, 0.3 ounces, sorry, for the brass. Woo! 0.3 ounces for the brass. Absolutely sick, dude. They're contoured. They feel so good. This one is a classic, of course. This is the Purple Nurple. So you have Purple Flow CamoCarbon Belt Satin DLC. Very cool. So again, you're looking at DLC on the hardware and accents. I'm pretty sure. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Why was I thinking Purple Nurple? Not Belt Satin. Belt Satin DLC. Don't worry. We have that one too. But this one's the Wakanda Forever. Sorry. Now, this one's a little special because this is going to be the last, probably, unless maybe the Lush. I'm not sure, actually. But this is going to be one of the last Divos you're going to see in the Wakanda Forever that has black accents. From now on, we're going to do purple accents with that. As much as I like the black, and I think it looks really good, every time I put purple on one of these Wakanda Forevers, I love it even more. So there's really no reason, in my opinion, to do the black. Other than we were asked to do it, and so I just think it makes sense to switch it to purple. Again, looks like DLC on all the accents and the hardware, so very durable. Oh yeah! And then you got that DLC Belt Satin again, just like on the 80s version. Look at that. Absolute hunk of purple camo. Color looks good on this. Looks like we got a little more color this time on the purple. And because of the contour, it does add a little bit more to the color. Where when they're flatter, you see less color. They all drop like it's hot, which is sick. They all pop too. If you have really big hands, I think you're going to love this knife. I love it, and I don't have giant hands. And with these CamoCarbon versions, you can carry this at 5 ounces. I mean, that's not crazy. For a 9 1/4 inch knife, I think that's like really good. Since we're here talking about it, let's talk about the Purple Flow and Belt Satin. This is the Purple Nurple. Apologies. So same box as the Wakanda. Purpley Nurpley here. So you have a satin clip, wire clip, and then you're going to have purple CamoCarbon again, but this time you're going to have purple accents. I don't know why I pointed down there. Satin hardware, purple accents, dead centered, and you're going to have that full vertical, gorgeous, just hunk of 154 CM blade steel. Look at that. Oh my God. Every one of these has felt fantastic. And I can almost guarantee you that White Mountain Knives did not check these before they sent them to me. Shoo! Literally, they've all felt perfect. Did any of these have any kind of lash? I mean, they've made a shit ton of growlers at Kubey. No, they're all fucking money. Holy shit. I mean, I've felt the slightest variance in detents between them, but nothing has been too light and nothing has been too strong. So those are very good things, I should say. All right. We're closing out the last two. This one is going to be your budget version. So this is the one that's $140. This one with the code will get you out the door around $125. It is a straightforward user version, stonewash accent, stonewash blade, G10 on the scales. So you have G10 scales. That'll come out if I just, you know, give it the old spit and shine. Yeah, all Stonewash. Woo! So if you need a user and you're on a budget, here you go. This is the one. 125 bucks. I think this thing will get a lot of work done, guys. The Growler is a slicey knife. So imagine it being a 4-inch version of it. I mean, it is a tall mamba jamba. I mean, let's just show you the height of the blade on this bad boy. Centimeters. Get out of here. And I apologize, guys. I'm very proud of this model. I don't know why. I'm just very proud of this one. Over 1.5 inches. 1.6 inch height on the blade. Think about that cutting through your cardboard. Oh my God. We didn't add any of the black stuff this time on the, feels great, on the dead centered. On the previous models we've done with this version, we've done some like black accents, and I don't know. I think it's better to keep it straightforward with Stonewash on there. The balance is really good on this as well. Let me see if I can find it. Should be like right there. Yep. Perfect. Feels great in the hand. We get you the weight on the G10. That will be a little bit different. And then I have one more that I'm pretty excited about. I mean, I love them all, honestly. 5.2, 5.3 on the G10. So right around the same weight as the CamoCarbon, just a little bit heavier. And again, this one still has the linerless construction, just has that tab lock. Love it. Put that one over here. The last one I'm really excited about because this is another one that's a little different for us. So this is another CamoCarbon, and this one's going to be Shipwreck Camo. So I don't know if you guys have heard of Shipwreck Camo, but it is Shipwreck Camo with acid wash blade, and then it's going to have copper, blasted copper accents. And I'm really excited to check this out. So dark wash on the clip, the wire clip. Oh yeah, this is cool. Look at that. So you have that like bluish, tealish, rusty, what is it called? Not iron. Oxidized copper look with regular copper look. Then you got the acid wash on it. And then you have copper for the pivot collars and the backspacer. Maybe I went with, is that blasted or stonewashed copper? I can't tell. I think it's blasted. 154 cm again, same concept here. Now this one is going to weigh a little bit different as well because it has copper and CamoCarbon. We don't have another one like this, so let's weigh this one. Then I'm going to show you the accents kits. 5.3. So it adds 0.3 ounces with the copper, just like this did. So it weighs about the same as this G10 one. This is sick. Oh my God, I love all of these guys. This is incredible. I'm so excited. Yeah. Like just the choices here really came out well. I'm going to put this up here so you can see all the different options. That's crazy. So here's what I'm going to show you, a little trick. Because the way the CamoCarbon comes from the factory, it's what I call dry, okay? So what you do is you take a little bit of Wicked Wax, like just a little bit on your finger, and then you just wet it. You wet the carbon. And it's not going to hurt your blade. It's not going to hurt anything if you get it on there. If you get it on your titanium screws, it doesn't make a difference. It's not going to hurt anything on there. I like to get the edges as well, and I'll go down the side here like this. So you can see that color, I think, a lot better. So look at that, and then look at this side. I mean, they both actually look good. The colors aren't crazy on this shipwreck, but I actually like the subtlety of it considering the theme that we have. So that is the shipwreck camo with a little bit of wax on it. Let me hit the damtanium, see what that pops like. Usually these purple and blue ones really pop. Oh my God, that blue seems to be coming out like crazy. Look at that. Let's see, am I crazy? Yeah, see, I think it just looks better. Maybe it's just because it has that little bit of a sheen to it, you know, as opposed to, look at that pivot collar. It has like two colors now because the wax was hitting the collar and turned it kind of purpley. You can see the difference when I do that. Look at that. That's super cool. So you can change the color of the clip depending on what you do. You know, here's the back spacer. That's kind of fun. Sorry, I'm a nerd. Yeah, that looks sick right there. And then, of course, you have the 80s. This was the color that started it all. I mean, this was the color that I started doing this with to help bring the color out before CamoCarbon started putting like huge chunks of color in it. But you know what was happening, right? When they started doing those huge chunks of color, they started having more issues with voids and chipping, and the manufacturers were complaining about the material. They had to waste more material to do the job. And so I think they toned it down a little bit with the color, and I think they went too far, you know? So there's a look at 80s. And I usually will add it, and then I'll take like a cloth and just wipe it down. Just to like, that basically like seals it in. And then I usually do it like one more time the next day or something. And that will lock it in there a lot better. If you just put it on once, it's going to absorb into your hand, and then it'll be gone. Like, see, that side doesn't have it. I think it looks, it's like shinier, and this side's more like dustier looking. I would do the purple, but I know you guys don't want to see that. So that's just a little tip there for you guys if you're concerned about the CamoCarbon. So, accents. All right, let's talk. So we have what you guys are looking for right here. Zircuti, baby. So we got a set. They're going to come with the pocket clip. Get the lighting right for you. There you go. Beautiful Zircuti. They're going to come with the big old pivot collars, which is really cool because they're a lot bigger on this model, so you'll get to see more of that Zircuti. Just so you guys know ahead of time, the collars will never look like the clip because this is cut out of, I think, like a bar, and this is cut out of a rod, and it's just a different, like one's like end cut and one's like straight cut, side cut, or whatever. And then there's obviously the back spacer as well, which again, you're going to see that sort of side angle with the lines versus the front angle, which is, in my opinion, the best cut that you can get. I wish they would make everything out of that, but it would probably cost triple the price. And that might be why when you get Zircuti from like Best Tech or something, they charge way more. And maybe it's because of that. Maybe they use the side cut or something. But anyway, we have Zircuti kits. I don't have prices on those. at this point, but we always try to make them affordable, so we'll look at that, and you know, maybe I'll let you know in the next video, but it'll all be on that White Mountain website by the end of this week for sure. If not already, he might already have it up. But Zircuti, we have purple, of course, always a hit. We also have brass and copper, I think. Yep, here's copper. Now, these are only going to have collars and backspacer because you can't make a clip out of brass or copper without it being terrible. So just keep that in mind. Make sure that you have a clip that works with these, or you could, I guess, buy like a black set and then also this set and then mix and match. But just letting you know, there's no clips with these, but they look fantastic. They are going to look just like that and that. Okay. Then we have what looks to me like Blurple. So I must have got some of the Blurple kits. I thought it was crystallized tie for a second. I don't think we did any of that on this run. So you get the Blurple. That's an option because I think that is absolutely gorgeous. Although it kind of just looks purple at this point because I put the wax on it. But if you compare it, you'll see that, yeah, well, obviously different than that. But here you go. I got to tell you guys, I'm a big purple guy, but I think I've just been converted to Blurple. And I've possibly been converted to Damtanium too. I really love that. So there's Blurple. We don't have blue because blue really never sells for us. So maybe Blurple will be a good one. And then I think the last ones are satin. We always do satin. And then we have a, I think this is polish DLC. Let me confirm if it's polish or standard DLC. Looks like a polish, but it's hard to tell. Ah! No, I think this is standard. So this is just DLC. Pretty sure it's not PVD. It's got that look to it. You can just kind of tell when it's DLC. So that's DLC. So there's no polished DLC accent kits, which makes sense because, I don't know. Don't ask me where my mind goes when I put these orders together. It's a lot. And those are the options, guys. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's satin. No, wait. What is this? Hold on. One more. Is this Dark Wash? Dark Blast? That's an interesting one. Is it just Bead Blast? That just looks like Bead Blast, guys. I must have asked for just Bead Blast. Interesting. It's actually kind of cool because it's different. Or is it stonewashed? Man, I can't tell. It almost looks dark too. Like it almost looks like a gray PVD or something. It's not. I'm just going to go with Bead Blast or Stonewash. I don't know, guys. It looks cool though. Anyway, it'll be listed on the website for you. So if you're not sure, like me, we'll obviously have checked our order and it'll be up there. I think it's just a Bead Blast, to be honest. That's just a new one for me because we've never ordered Bead Blast kits before. But that would look cool on some stuff, I guess. Probably look cool on this one. Not that I would bling that one out, but yeah. There you go, guys. That is the Growler XL. Let me just give you the final prices in case I missed anything. Let's go to the top here. So G10, 140. Again, it's like 125 with your code. My code, LeftyEDC. 175 on this guy. Okay, because you have the copper and you have the acid wash. But you can take $17.50 off of that. So what did we say that was? Like 162 or something like that. The 80s we talked about, 189. And that one would be around 170. 175. Beautiful DLC belt satin. The finishes are what dictates the pricing, in case you're wondering. A DLC belt satin costs quite a bit more than just a belt satin. And a belt satin costs more than a stonewash. And DLC handle or DLC blade, you know, costs more than PVD. And it's a whole thing. And CamoCarbon, obviously, costs more than G10. And titanium, and it's like a whole thing. So I just want to let you know why they're different. $179 on the Damtanium, and it's probably going to be the same on the Purple Nurple. So those two will be $179. And then you have $189 on the Wakanda, which this would look sick if you bought this and then you threw a Blurple kit on it. Yeah. A purple kit on it. Yep. You could probably even get away with like something, I don't know, what a bead blast look? I mean, it might look good. I don't know. Maybe this is the DLC one. I don't know. My brain is not working on those. God, I love these. All right, that's $189, $179 on the Purple Nurple, $199 on the mirror polish banger right here. Look at that fucking thing. Hello. $165 on the brass with stonewash. This thing is gorgeous. I really like this one. If we add some milling next time, yeah, that's gonna be hot, guys. That'd be a cool mod if you got one of these and then sent it out to get modded by somebody, like weigh a knife or something. They could do some sick stuff with these two. That one's $165, so basically like $150 out the door. And it looks like that's all we have on there. So we'll figure out the accent kits, and I'll give you guys the prices on those as soon as I can. And again, you're going to get a dope sticker. You're going to get a Divo sticker, and you're going to get a cloth as well as the 12x12 cloth, and then you're going to get this cloth. You're going to get a wire clip as well as the milled pocket clip that's on the knife. It'll come with the extra screw you need, and make sure you use that screw and not this one, because this one's shorter. It's important. Now, maybe on the XL they're the same, but just pay attention to that and use the longer wire clip screw. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. I was hoping to keep this short, and that turned into 47 minutes. So imagine if I did the disassembly as well. You guys have seen me take apart growlers before, so I don't think that's a huge deal. I'm hoping I didn't leave anything out for you guys. I'm really excited about this, and if you guys aren't aware, I do all my videos like just off the cuff. There's no script. I don't have anything near me that I'm reading off of. Obviously, I check the prices on the website, but beyond that, you know, I can miss things when I'm trying to give you information in a video. So if I do, just leave it in the comments. Leave your question down there, and somebody will answer it, whether it's me or a viewer that knows. And I really appreciate all you guys for the support. It's been absolutely amazing, the support you've shown Colin and I with Divo Knives. We've absolutely loved working on all this stuff and bringing it to you. And we hope that you enjoy it as well. So, yeah, just let us know if you need anything. And again, 50 of each version available. And if it goes well, we'll probably do an XL V2 that has the front flipper tab like this. But, you know, we got to sell these. So hopefully we can do that. If you know anybody who likes big knives and cannot lie, please let them know about the Growler XL dropping on November 20th. And that's it. I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Don't forget about the bit driver drop. That is coming up this Thursday, the 13th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on our website, DivoKnives.com. Absolutely fantastic product. You get this base with it. It magnetizes to the base, comes in that splatter ano, comes in a machine satin, It comes in a sandblast / bead blast, and it comes in a classic stonewash as well. It has this really cool feature where you have an extra bit down here. They all are going to come with a T6 in there and a T8 up in the front. They have really nice knurling on them. They have a spinner. Get Good screw was the OEM for us. Basically a fidget toy on the base. You could fit 10 bits down here. They're all magnetized. And then obviously the driver. So you have plenty of storage, plenty of fun, really cool packaging. And that's the screwdriver dropping this Thursday. So plenty of options from us. And I love you. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you later. Peace.